Hello everybody, it's JohnnyFerno talking. Welcome back to the next reaction video. This time around, I'm gonna do a bit of a detour. Because, yeah, I have been wanting to do reactions to this guy for a long time. And now seems the perfect time to do it. Mostly because of the subject. We are going to watch Josh Scorcher's top 10 fire-based characters. And, if you are in the Brony fandom, and you don't know who Josh Scorcher is, educate yourself, okay? I'll leave the link to the original video in the description below because seriously, he deserves all of the love, all of the respect, because he does great work. He does, seriously, like, I followed his channel for a very long time. And I just really admire his work. I admire his personality, both here and on his forward operating base Equestria channel, where he does his pony reviews. I am going to do reactions to those as well. But I just really respect his work and his etiquette and just him in general. Him along with a bunch of other countdown makers like Green Scorpion and Quarter Guy, like, they inspire me a lot to make that kind of content as well. And I've really wanted to make top 10 video game lists for a long time. By the way, I'm also going to do trying to reactions to the Green Scorpion, to those of you who know him. But yeah, and also a quick thing off topic just before we start. Today, in preparation, I bought a new PC screen. Isn't it awesome? For those of you who don't know, I am getting a new desktop because this laptop it's garbage. It's garbage. It's like technological garbage. I wish I had a better line for that, but basically it's bad. So I have saved up to get a new desktop. This one's getting sent to reparation, and then hopefully a more functional laptop, and I will have a normal PC as well to just do stuff on, like to edit things better and just edit things in general, because right now all of these videos are done by a friend of mine. But all of that is off topic. Now right back to this thing. So top 10 fire-based video game characters. A lot of characters A lot of people immediately springs to mind. Pyro from Team Fortress 2, Axel from Kingdom Hearts. Even though I haven't actually played any of the Kingdom Hearts games, I've only watched the videos. And I do know he's a big Kingdom Hearts fan, so I think Axel will be there. I just finished Persona 5, so I really want to think that Takamaki is going to be in there as well, since her persona is based around fire use. Who else? Oh, Brand from League of Legends. There is no fire-based character in Overwatch yet, and I'm still waiting. I haven't played Overwatch in so long, but I really want there to be a fire-based character in there. I think it would be awesome. Damn, I can't think of anyone else right now. Unless he wants to pull something and put Mario in it. But yeah, I am excited to see what character is going to choose, and I look forward to his reasoning behind it, because that's always excited to see a countdown maker and see why they did the choices that they did. But if you're ready, my dear friends, let us stop waiting and get to watching one of the most fitting videos for Johnny Fireflame to ever react to. Josh Scorcher's top 10 fire-based video game characters. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everyone, this is Josh. A couple quick things before we get started.
Okay.
First, I want to announce that I have updated Patreon rewards. You should probably check those out. It's now easier to get into the Patreon server. And there's also YouTube membership, so please check that out. And
he's opened those as well.
Let's get started.
Support him on Patreon. Go and support him because he deserves it. Oh, and there, new intro. Oh, I forgot there were lyrics. Seriously sounded a bit like Josh there. Oh yeah! Oh, Scorpion as well,
Some
of
people
course.
just want to watch the world burn. These are some of the most amazing people. A multi-talented people, and in many ways, the luckiest people in the world.
And the most glorious.
Fire at their fingertips and using its unstoppable power to ignite any obstacle in their path.
Favorite element.
Strike their enemies down in a righteous inferno!
Yeah! Ah! Sorry, I'm a bit
I'm
hyped.
pretty sure in a previous life I was a waterbender.
Ah!
So today we're paying tribute to these beautiful beasts of burning by counting down my personal picks for the characters that harness the power of fire one way or another, either temporarily thanks to some random power-up, or throughout the whole game.
Ring of Fire while using... Okay, I see what you did there, Mr.
In
Scorcher.
Infamous 2, you meet some new conduits, the superpowered subhumans of the series with superhuman genes. Gotta love that X-Men logic. Here they come in the form of Quo and Nyx,
I
two
have to
sides of
play
the
these
same
games.
karma coin that control ice and fire, respectively. True to her element,
an old
Nyx is
song.
brash, hot-headed, but determined, with a blazing hot temper and combustive personality. While her methods are questionable at best, it's understandable how she got there given her backstory. She was the sole survivor of a huge blast to her city and spent a good chunk of her life on her own. But what really puts Nyx on the list is how she affects the gameplay. If you choose to side with her, you get the ability to use all kinds of fire powers yourself through napalm manipulation. What does that mean? Flammable substances like oil and napalm are yours to control. Add to it explosive grenades, flaming fireballs. You can even fly with freaking fiery wings. With all those special
That's
abilities,
awesome.
It's no wonder anyone would want to join the dark side.
Unfortunately, in order to get all these fire powers, you have to play the evil path, and I don't swing that way. Although...
It's tempting. It's tempting to go to the evil side. I rarely play the evil side in anything, especially in Mass Effect. No.
It's me, Mario.
When you think video
What did I
games and
say?
fire at the same time, Mario is probably the first thing that comes into your head. He is the most famous video game character in the world, after all. As a pyrokinetic, Mario is actually pretty basic. His fire capabilities are usually just put some small fireballs in his hands when he eats a fire flower.
Yeah.
Because in Mario, random orange flowers give you magical powers.
Because...
I don't see anything wrong with that.
That doesn't mean he doesn't have any
Nice
uses
Johnson.
with them. In the Mario and Luigi games, he gains the Firebrand, which
Hey.
allows him to summon larger fireballs, light enemies on fire, or do special combo attacks with Luigi. None of this,
Okay.
of course, matches the sheer
Of course,
ferocity
Smash
of his
Brothers.
final smash, Mario Finale. Using the Smash Ball, you could summon a giant wave of fire to launch enemies out of the arena. Though it is easy to jump over. Despite his fame, he is lower on the list because while he is technically a pyrokinetic, his abilities mostly come from using other items. And when he does use fire, they're pretty small compared to
It
other
is very
people on the
basic.
list. However, this is a fire user list, and he is a fire user. And it is Mario after all.
You don't disrespect the Mario. The Mario disrespects you.
No, for some reason I immediately thought of like Mario as the Godfather. Also, Josh, I hope you realize you have to make all other elemental-based lists now.
So he would have you believe. Yeah, Apollo
Okay,
might want to
you
have a
don't
word
have
with him
to.
about that, but in any case, Pyron is sure fiery enough to be a sun
Pyron.
god with the ego to match. Pit first runs into Pyron after encountering the
Oh,
space
Kid
invaders
Icarus.
known as the Aura,
Yet to
where the
play
sun
it.
deity seems rather well informed on them and serves as an exposition but of the sun! Quoting divine prophecy like a football fan quoting stats, but with all the boisterousness of Mark Hamill's Joker, a comparison that comes back to haunt us. I go As soon as it seems like the Aurum are defeated, Pyron swoops in and tries to take control of the Aurum forces. To what end? Power? Recognition? To feed his overinflated ego? No one is quite sure, and soon after, the Aurum assimilate Pyron Borg style. Pit then has to fight the fiery deity as he is slowly consumed by the Aurum he sought to control. When the battle ends, Pyron proves he has the power of a sun god by becoming a glorified afterburner for the Aurum mothership, sending himself and his beloved Aurum back into the cosmos. So, technically, now he's not just blowing hot wind up his own skirt when he calls himself a god.
Hey.
Plus, you gotta give props to anyone who says this unironically.
What? I can't hear you over all this awesome!
This guy is my spirit animal.
I guess he's blowing more than just hot air. Oh, goodness.
Video game bosses are no stranger to tough dudes who can sling fire. In fact, it's
I'm
almost
hearing
a
on
staple
the
of video
tail.
games in general that there
It's
needs to be at least
Toriel,
one
isn't it?
fire-based person in the gallery of enemies you'll face. Just like sewer levels or ice worlds or water worlds. What is in common is that this family of fire-themed bosses are all cute, fluffy goat parents.
Goat mom!
Goats? What's next? Fire rabbits? That'd be absurd. Video games are weird.
In Undertale, the first boss
Hello,
fight is
just Scorcher. Welcome to the video
Who
games.
has a couple of attack patterns involving fire rain and fire trail attacks. Her
I should have thought of
ex-husband, King
Toriel.
Asgore, has these attacks as well, but way more powerful. Asgore also has attacks of fire flooding the entire combat area and a tricky circular fire ability that gives you just a margin of error to escape from it. Where Toriel was the tutorial to boss fights in Undertale, Asgore X is the first bookend for the neutral run, testing you on all the dodging skills you've learned up until then and throwing in a heaping help of
He
fire
was an
all around to spice it
emotional
up.
time
the fire
for me.
motif also extends to their personalities. Both Toriel and Asgore, when they're not in a fight, are actually quite warm and gentle. Both exude a soothing comfort with their personalities, and they both have very soft
symbolism and all that stuff in this game is
shows
awesome.
more of this fiery personality when angry. Although we don't
I could
see
go
it for
into so
ourselves,
much
we're
about
told through other
Asgore.
characters that in a fit of rage
Like
for the
in
death
an
of both of
analysis
his
and
sons,
stuff.
he declared war on all humankind, filled with righteous, burning anger at the injustice that had been done to his family. Toriel, on the other hand, tends to show more of the comfort and protecting feelings of fire.
That is an incredibly good analogy.
Try to leave her house. Then she literally throws fire at you. What the heck, Goat Mom?
You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Welcome to Hotel Toriel. Hotel Toriel. I'm trying to make a pun.
Now,
I
if you're a
failed.
fire-type Pokemon trainer, you'd probably say the best fire-type out there was Charizard or Blaziken or maybe even Fennekin.
Well, I say screw that noise. Give me my cutie patootie victory Pokemon.
Hey! Yay!
Yeah, I said it.
In addition to being unholy amounts of adorable, it combines two of my all-time favorite Pokemon types, Psychic and Fire. Also, the fact
Fire
that it's a legendary
goes to
proves that
dark
it came
for
to
me.
play. And if that weren't enough, it's got two of the deadliest signature moves. Searing Shot, which basically turns the battlefield into a parking lot.
Jesus.
And V-Create, still, to this day, the most powerful fire attack of all time.
Really?
Probably what makes Victini so interesting is its mythos. According to legend, it is guaranteed to bring its trainer victory. Well, what do you expect? It's the victory Pokemon. But for real, what it brings to the table really backs up those claims. Along with being a heavy hitter, Victini's special ability, Victory Star, increases the party's accuracy. So one way or another, you're gonna end up cutting your opponent down to size. And to top it all, it managed to be the focus of 2 anime movies where all it had to do was be adorable and kick ass. It even managed to briefly turn a wimp like Ash into a leaping athlete.
And come on, after all the disappointments he's given us, give me one good reason I shouldn't rag on Ash.
I had heard.
Sun and Moon. Well played.
Well played. I had not heard of. I had heard of it, but it's like still processing. He actually won a Pokemon League.
Far off in the Iron Spike Mountains, a mage couple seeking to tame the borderlands set up their home in this unforgiving land.
Of course.
They were soon to have a child, and while she waited, the mother sewed for her soon-to-be daughter a stuffed bear based on the lore of local spirits. Soon they were gifted with a beautiful daughter, Annie, and she almost immediately began to hold the stuffed animal close. Tragedy struck not too long after the mother disappeared and the father remarried years later. When the daughter of the stepmother is killed due to the unforgiving nature of the Badlands, the stepmother blames Annie. In her grief, Annie's true powers blaze forth and her stuffed animal turns into a monstrous beast of fire and spirit.
That
This
cinematic
the
is brutal.
origin of the demon child known as Annie.
Yeah.
Well, that was dark.
Yeah.
Annie in League of Legends plays a lot like a glass cannon mage. She has high damaging attacks, a damage over time debuff, and a bit of stunning capability with her passive. Her use in most higher tiers has fallen off, mainly due to lack of mobility or
It's
escape.
just
And compared to
brutal.
other characters, Annie's damage isn't as powerful as it used to be. This is, of course, the fate of any game that just keeps adding more characters. Annie is still a child and acts like one in game. Most of her lines sound like
I feel what she's gonna be like when she's an adult.
I'd say, if they were surrounded by demonic hellfire. That's what makes her such a good pyromancer. Her attacks, her shields, and even her giant devil bear summon all revolve around flames. If this girl was any more on fire, she'd be an NBA Jam. If I had to summarize Annie, it would be if you took Elmira from Tiny Toons and combined her with Carrie from Stephen King.
I'll take you home and lock you in a nice little cage and never, ever let you out except to pet you and love you and hug you and squeeze you all up.
God, that's terrifying. You're gonna be warm in my embrace
All right, let's start
forever.
with this guy. A fire-wielding blood elf voiced by Quentin
Of course, Kelton.
Flynn.
You had my curiosity, Mr. Sunstrider. Now you have my attention.
Okay,
Kael'thas
there's way more
is
to him.
awesome.
Kael'thas is actually a very powerful mage who possesses extraordinary fire magic, including the Verdant spheres. Basically, 3 little orbs of green fire, which is always awesome. These little beauties can draw from demonic power to give Kael'thas a little extra flair with his pyromancy. Once he calls out his most devastating move, the Pyroblast, it's gonna be a hot one in the Old Kingdom tonight. What's really interesting about Kael'thas is that he originally wasn't even a villain. All he really wanted was to help his people overcome their
He
magic
was an
addiction.
anti-hero at worst.
Unfortunately, a few misguided alliances kinda put him in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Turns out that high treason doesn't make you very popular in the kingdom, who knew?
I'm a victim of circumstance.
All he really wanted was to do the right thing for his people. His over-the-top catchphrase Salama Ashalanore translates to justice for our people.
yay!
In the end, all the bad hands he's been given allowed him to be consumed by flames of bitterness and isolation. If he can't protect his kind, he'll take great pleasure in watching everything in his path burn with a righteous flame.
Yeah.
I love these metaphors, can't you tell?
I can tell you have quite an enjoyment, Mrs. Scorcher. But yeah, Kael'thas is awesome and, like...
Alright, cat fans and the rest of the internet. But I repeat myself, it's time for your segment.
Ah!
Please leave all catnip at home.
The Sonic games are known for having pretty annoying
Oh,
characters with equally
of
annoying
course.
gameplay. But luckily for us, there's an exception to every rule. Blaze the cat has a pretty troubling backstory when it comes to her flames. As a kid, she obtained her flame ability and had trouble controlling it, causing other kids her age to make fun of her for it. Due to this, she became really reserved and doesn't rely on others to help her whenever she's in trouble. As a pyrokinetic, her fiery abilities are very powerful. She can conjure flames around her and even engulf her whole body to damage enemies.
And she's a
While she had
ballerina,
trouble
which is an
controlling
awesome
them as a
motif.
kid, now
I don't know
she
why I
can
do
create
this too
small
much.
enough infernos to thaw items
So
and
much.
heat areas without doing damage to them. And she's not just limited to her own flames. She can manipulate foreign flames if they're close enough and can use her blazes to teleport as well. Her flames are tied directly to her soul, so much so that the soul itself is lit.
You set my soul on fire.
It's amusingly ironic that someone like Blaze acts more like an ice queen despite her being a flame princess.
Yeah.
Thanks to Sonic and Cream, though, her heart thawed a bit to allow herself to embrace friendship and help from others. You can say that this warming of the heart allowed her flames to burn even brighter. Despite all this, she's only number 3 just due to me liking the next 2 more. It doesn't matter though.
Blaze
No matter
is
what
awesome,
happens,
but we
she
need
won't
more of
give
her.
up the fight. Luckily, I don't think she'd mind. She is a cruel cat after all.
Aren't these puns just the cat's meow?
Jacksepticeye, what are you doing here? Okay. But Josh, these puns are perfect. That do this too much.
Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, I've said countless times how much I love this franchise, and without Big the Game is, I
Pyro!
couldn't not put the Pyro on this list.
He is
Armed
so
with
cool.
his-
My favorite class.
her- who knows, trusty flamethrower, they storm onto the battlefield to set anyone in their path ablaze. Probably what makes the Pyro so compelling a character is that we know so little about this little
Yeah.
weirdo. We don't know their name, we don't know what they look like outside of the jumpsuit and mask, we're not even sure of their sex or if they're even human. The only thing we really know about the Pyro is every other class is afraid of them. Can you blame them? The Pyro is legitimately insane. They go on the bloodiest killing spree ever witnessed, and all they can see is a sickeningly sweet hallucination.
That is objectively more terrifying.
It's time for Thomas to leave. He has seen everything.
Aside from being
I
a
love that
flame-happy
meme.
mental case, Pyro has a few nifty tricks up their rubber sleeves. He can deflect missiles with an air blast, and she's the ultimate tool for spy checking. Any cloak spy that gets caught in the literal crossfire is immediately hickory smoked. And if you're feeling particularly sadistic and want to spawn camp and give your enemies a nasty surprise, they're the dwarf for the job. Now, fans have
the
complained that
backburner
Pyro
is
can
so
be a little
good.
OP and broken, and it's fair to see why, especially after the Jungle Inferno update where they get all kinds of toys, including the frickin' jetpack.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't stop you from having fun with the class in your own way, as long as you don't use the volcano fragment. That thing is redundant and barely does any damage compared to the regular fire
I
axe.
like it. I feel like I'm the only one who uses it.
Krieg from Borderlands 2. He goes beyond just setting his enemies on fire and joins in on the fun. Stan Aileron, Tales of Destiny. He can shoot homing fireballs from midair. How is that not awesome? Heatman from Mega Man 2. Careful, this oversized washing machine is packing over 12,000 degrees. Celsius. Yukiko from Persona 4. When was the last time the healer could also burn people to death?
Oh.
Ignitus, Legend of Spyro. A dragon that's a master of fire with a red-hot attitude and how to use spell overkill. Zan from Dragon Fable. Tragic figure who became an insane fire sorcerer.
Oh
Gosh,
god,
I
this
still
is
remember
old.
this. Liu Kang and Scorpion. More of martial artists than pyromaniacs, but they have fiery elements to them. Ken from Street Fighter. Not technically a pyro, but has a lot of fire attacks. Agni from Smite. Two heads are better than one, especially when raining down fire from above. Ragnaros and Alex Straza. She rules over dragons, he rules over fire itself. Put them both together, and still only barely behind Kael'thas.
Burn to the ground! Burn to the ground! Burn to the
Go!
I was about to take them all. I guess an on can't join in.
Well, cross the free space off your bingo boards, everybody.
Ever since Organization 13 was introduced into Kingdom Hearts, they've been some of the most consistently popular characters. And among them, Axel has consistently stood out the most. From the moment you meet him, Axel is cocky, cool, yet surprisingly laid back. The game leads you to believe that he and the others are planning on betraying the organization. Then it turns out he was actually a triple agent, ordered to keep tabs on the little rebellion. Kingdom Hearts 2 was where Axel really came into his own, however. Here, his role is expanded with more character development. He's humanized through his relationship with Roxas, his only friend in the organization. This causes him to eventually turn against them. In the end, he's happy to sacrifice himself so that Sora can take down the ones who hurt his friend.
Until he got revived because no one stays dead.
As a boss,
he is
Axel
powered
plays
by
an
the
interesting
fires
role
of
in both games where you face him.
fandom.
He appears very early on
And
to test your
friendship.
abilities and then much later on near the end. It brings your journey full circle in a weird way. Seriously, it's a big wake-up call to see his fire field go from a mild annoyance to being able to rapidly deplete your HP. The best part about him is that in spite of the story issues with the modern games, Lee, is still great. Seeing him reunite with Roxas is a big emotional highlight of Kingdom Hearts 3.
I'm the Fiery Joker, and if you'll excuse me, I got a date at the Cheesecake Factory.
Continuity!
Thanks, Aramo. Alright. And that is an awesome as hell thumbnail. I wish I could have, like, big fires and stuff. Like, in the future, I hope to have a more fiery, much more fire. Like, I don't know how much more fire base my intro can get, but I want more fire! Yeah. But yeah, excuse me, I'm just gonna jam out for a second. That's so good. The choir and the organ is so good. Oh. Darn it. Anyway. That was Just Scorcher's top 10 fire-based video game characters. And it was a fun list, as always with all of his videos. I really like all of his choices. I knew pretty much all of them. Yeah, I think I knew all of them. I am ashamed that as a big Warcraft nut that I didn't remember Kael'thas, or even Ragnaros. Yeah. But I enjoyed this very much. It was funny reacting to this. I have never reacted to something like this, like a countdown video. Maybe because I found it a bit weird, and maybe also because that I wanted it to be like just things that I watched on my own. But recently I've just wanted more and more to watch their stuff on this channel. To have like add variety, but also to like just show my support to these creators because they seriously deserve all of it. Like I met Josh briefly at BronyCon where we got a picture together, and it was awesome meeting him. And he had an awesome reaction to that I was Danish. Like it's always awesome when people like, where are you from? It's like, I'm from Scandinavia. I'm from Denmark. What? That's always such a fun reaction. Hey! And just before we sign off, just a quick massive thank you to all of the amazing people over at my Patreon. Those people are Anime Gaia 1, Bookworm, Danish Faye, J-Rock 1989, Loquacious, and Matthew Donovan. Thank you all so much for your amazing support. You have no idea how much it helps me. And just, I appreciate all of you so much. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please go into the description below to go to the original video and support Josh. He deserves all of it. He deserves all of the love. And Josh, if you, for whatever the hell reason, comes across this video, then I hope you enjoyed my reaction. And is prepared for the fact that I will react to more of your things, including those over on your pony channel. So yeah. Thank you all so much for watching, my dear friends. Please tell me in the comments below what you thought about this video. Please remember to be nice to each other. And always remember to treat yourselves once in a while. My name is Johnny Fireflame. And I'll see you guys next time.